Infrared thermography is a valuable tool for assessing the condition of electrical equipment and preventing failures. When conducting infrared thermography testing on electrical equipment and components, there are several factors to consider, including recommended frequencies, types of equipment, locations, and other important considerations. For critical equipment, it is recommended to perform infrared thermography testing annually. Critical equipment typically includes items that are essential to the operation of a facility or process, and whose failure would result in significant downtime, financial loss, or safety hazards. For non-critical equipment, it is recommended to perform infrared thermography testing every 3 years. Non-critical equipment includes items that are not essential to the operation of a facility or process, and whose failure would not result in significant downtime, financial loss, or safety hazards. Examples of equipment to test include electrical panels, switchgear, transformers, motors, and generators. Electrical panels are enclosures that house electrical components such as circuit breakers, fuses, and wiring. Switchgear is a type of electrical equipment that is used to control, protect, and isolate electrical circuits. Transformers are used to step up or step down voltage levels. Motors convert electrical energy into mechanical energy. Generators convert mechanical energy into electrical energy. Ideal locations to conduct infrared thermography testing are in areas where there is a potential for electrical fires, areas with a lot of heat generation, and areas with a lot of dust or moisture. Areas with a potential for electrical fires are those where there is a risk of electrical arcing or overheating. Areas with a lot of heat generation are those where electrical equipment is operating at high loads or in hot environments. Areas with a lot of dust or moisture can cause electrical equipment to corrode or overheat. The governing body for this type of testing is primarily NFPA 70E, which is the standard for electrical safety in the workplace. This standard provides guidelines for safe work practices when working on or near electrical equipment. Additionally, the National Electrical Code, or NEC, in Article 110.24, addresses inspection and testing of electrical equipment, highlighting the importance of proper maintenance and testing procedures. While there are no known viable studies that directly compare the use of private contractors versus trained in-house personnel for infrared testing, it's important to consider the pros and cons of each approach. Private contractors may offer specialized expertise and equipment, but can be more expensive. In-house personnel may be more cost-effective, but require proper training and certification. Industry leaders in the field of infrared thermography include the Infrared Training Center, the Infraspection Institute, and the American Society for Non-Destructive Testing, or ASNT. These organizations offer training, certification, and resources for infrared thermographers. Other important considerations and recommendations include the following. Firstly, use a qualified infrared thermographer to conduct the testing. A qualified thermographer has the training, experience, and certification necessary to perform accurate and reliable infrared inspections. Secondly, use a calibrated infrared camera. A calibrated camera ensures that the temperature readings are accurate and reliable. Thirdly, take readings in a consistent manner. This helps to ensure that the results are comparable over time. Fourthly, interpret the results of the testing correctly. This requires an understanding of electrical equipment, heat transfer, and infrared thermography principles. When interpreting thermographic images, it's crucial to understand what constitutes a normal temperature pattern for a given piece of equipment versus an abnormal one. Factors like ambient temperature, equipment load, and emissivity of the surface being scanned can all influence temperature readings. Therefore, a qualified thermographer will take these factors into account when analyzing the data. They will also be able to identify potential problems based on temperature differences and patterns that may not be immediately obvious. Understanding the limitations of infrared thermography is also crucial. For example, infrared cameras can only detect surface temperatures, so they may not be able to detect problems that are located deep within a piece of equipment. Additionally, infrared cameras cannot see through enclosures or other barriers, so it may be necessary to remove panels or covers to get an accurate reading. Furthermore, when performing infrared thermography, it's important to follow all safety precautions to avoid electrical shock and other hazards. This includes wearing appropriate personal protective equipment, such as safety glasses, gloves, and arc-rated clothing. It's also important to de-energize equipment whenever possible before performing infrared inspections. If equipment cannot be de-energized, then it's important to maintain a safe distance and use appropriate tools and techniques to minimize the risk of electrical shock. The thermographer should follow guidelines outlined in NFPA 70E to establish a safe work perimeter and ensure that only qualified personnel are present in the area. In addition to identifying potential problems, infrared thermography can also be used to track the performance of electrical equipment over time. By taking regular infrared readings, it's possible to identify trends and predict when equipment is likely to fail. This information can then be used to schedule maintenance and repairs proactively, minimizing downtime and preventing costly equipment failures. For example, if an infrared scan reveals a gradual increase in temperature at a specific connection point over several months, it could indicate a loose connection or corrosion. By addressing this issue before it leads to a complete failure, it's possible to prevent a potentially dangerous situation and extend the lifespan of the equipment. Before starting an infrared thermography inspection, it's important to have a clear understanding of the equipment being inspected and the potential problems that may be present. This includes reviewing equipment manuals, schematics, and maintenance records. It's also important to talk to maintenance personnel to get their input on any known issues or concerns. This information can help the thermographer focus their efforts on the most critical areas and identify potential problems more quickly. When choosing an infrared camera, it's important to select a model that is appropriate for the intended application. Factors to consider include the camera's resolution, temperature range, and accuracy. It's also important to choose a camera that is easy to use and has the features needed to perform effective inspections. For example, some cameras have features like automatic focus, built-in reporting software, and the ability to record voice memos. These features can help streamline the inspection process and make it easier to document and share the results. After completing an infrared thermography inspection, it's important to generate a detailed report that summarizes the findings and provides recommendations for corrective action. The report should include thermographic images, temperature readings, and a description of any problems that were identified. It should also include recommendations for how to address these problems, such as tightening connections, replacing components, or performing further testing. The report should be clear, concise, and easy to understand so that maintenance personnel can take appropriate action. It's important to store infrared thermography reports in a safe and accessible location so that they can be used for future reference. These reports can be valuable for tracking the performance of electrical equipment over time and for identifying trends that may indicate potential problems. They can also be used to demonstrate compliance with safety regulations and to support insurance claims in the event of an equipment failure. In addition to using infrared thermography for routine inspections, it can also be used for troubleshooting electrical problems. For example, if a circuit breaker is tripping frequently, infrared thermography can be used to identify the source of the overload. By scanning the circuit, it's possible to identify hotspots that may indicate a short circuit or other problem. This information can then be used to quickly and efficiently troubleshoot the problem and restore power. Infrared thermography can also be used to inspect electrical equipment after it has been repaired or modified. This helps to ensure that the equipment is operating properly and that there are no hidden problems that could lead to a future failure. By performing a post-maintenance inspection, it's possible to catch potential problems early and prevent costly downtime. Finally, it's important to remember that infrared thermography is just one tool in a comprehensive electrical maintenance program. It should be used in conjunction with other maintenance techniques such as visual inspections, electrical testing, and preventive maintenance to ensure that electrical equipment is operating safely and reliably. By implementing a comprehensive maintenance program, it's possible to minimize the risk of electrical failures, reduce downtime, and improve the overall safety and efficiency of a facility. Regular training and continuing education are essential for thermographers to stay up to date on the latest technology, best practices, and safety regulations. This ensures that they are able to perform accurate and reliable inspections and provide valuable insights to maintenance personnel. In conclusion, infrared thermography is a powerful tool for assessing the condition of electrical equipment and preventing failures. By following these guidelines and best practices, it's possible to maximize the benefits of infrared thermography and improve the safety and reliability of electrical systems. In terms of specific electrical components and what to look for during infrared thermography, consider the following. For electrical panels, look for hotspots on circuit breakers, fuses, and bus bars. These hotspots may indicate loose connections, overloaded circuits, or other problems. Also, check for temperature differences between phases, which may indicate an imbalance in the system. For switchgear, look for hotspots on contacts, insulators, and other components. These hotspots may indicate wear, corrosion, or other problems. Also, check for temperature differences between sections of the switchgear, which may indicate a problem with cooling or ventilation. For transformers, look for hotspots on windings, bushings, and cooling fins. These hotspots may indicate insulation breakdown, oil leaks, or other problems. Also, check for temperature differences between the top and bottom of the transformer, which may indicate a problem with oil circulation. For motors, look for hotspots on windings, bearings, and housings. These hotspots may indicate insulation breakdown, lubrication problems, or other issues. Also, check for temperature differences between the motor and its surrounding environment, which may indicate a problem with cooling. For generators, look for hotspots on windings, brushes, and slip rings. These hotspots may indicate insulation breakdown, brush wear, or other problems. Also, check for temperature differences between the generator and its surrounding environment, which may indicate a problem with cooling or ventilation. In addition to these specific components, it's also important to inspect wiring and connections for any signs of overheating or damage. Loose connections, corroded terminals, and damaged insulation can all lead to increased resistance and heat generation. By identifying and correcting these problems early, it's possible to prevent more serious electrical failures. When documenting infrared thermography findings, it's important to be as specific as possible. Include detailed descriptions of the location, size, and severity of any anomalies. Also, include photographs or thermal images that clearly show the problem. This information will help maintenance personnel understand the issue and take appropriate action. It's also important to track the performance of electrical equipment over time. By comparing infrared thermography results from different inspections, it's possible to identify trends and predict when equipment is likely to fail. This information can then be used to schedule maintenance and repairs proactively, minimizing downtime and preventing costly equipment failures. Finally, it's important to communicate the results of infrared thermography inspections to all relevant personnel. This includes maintenance personnel, engineers, and management. By sharing this information, it's possible to raise awareness of potential electrical problems and promote a culture of safety and reliability. Remember that infrared thermography is a non-destructive testing method that can be used to identify potential electrical problems before they lead to failures. By following these guidelines and best practices, it's possible to maximize the benefits of infrared thermography and improve the safety and reliability of electrical systems. The use of infrared windows in electrical panels can also greatly enhance the safety and efficiency of thermographic inspections. Infrared windows especially design ports that allow thermographers to scan electrical components without having to remove panel covers. This reduces the risk of electrical shock and arc flash, and also saves time and effort. When selecting infrared windows, it's important to choose a model that is compatible with the equipment being inspected and that meets relevant safety standards. It's also important to install the windows properly to ensure that they provide a clear and unobstructed view of the electrical components. In addition to using infrared windows, it's also important to use proper scanning techniques. This includes holding the camera steady, maintaining a consistent distance from the equipment, and scanning in a systematic pattern. It's also important to avoid reflections and other sources of interference that can affect the accuracy of the temperature readings. The American Society for Testing and Materials, or ASTM, has developed standards for infrared thermography that provide guidance on how to perform accurate and reliable inspections. These standards cover topics such as camera calibration, image analysis, and reporting. Following these standards can help to ensure that infrared thermography results are accurate and defensible. When interpreting infrared thermography results, it's important to consider the environmental conditions. Ambient temperature, humidity, and wind speed can all affect the temperature readings. It's also important to consider the load on the electrical equipment. Equipment that is operating at a high load will typically be hotter than equipment that is operating at a low load. Therefore, it's important to compare the temperature readings to the expected operating temperatures for the equipment. Another important consideration is the emissivity of the surface being scanned. Emissivity is a measure of how well a surface emits infrared radiation. Different materials have different emissivities. For example, polished metal has a low emissivity, while painted surfaces have a high emissivity. If the emissivity is not properly accounted for, it can lead to inaccurate temperature readings. Most infrared cameras have settings that allow the user to adjust the emissivity. It's important to use the correct emissivity setting for the material being scanned. If the emissivity is not known, it can be estimated using tables or charts. In addition to temperature, it's also important to consider the size and shape of the hotspot. A small, localized hotspot may indicate a minor problem, while a large, diffuse hotspot may indicate a more serious issue. The shape of the hotspot can also provide clues about the cause of the problem. For example, a hotspot that is elongated along the length of a conductor may indicate a loose connection. It's also important to consider the history of the electrical equipment. Has the equipment been recently repaired or modified? Has it been subjected to any unusual stresses or conditions? This information can help to interpret the infrared thermography results and identify potential problems. In some cases, it may be necessary to perform additional testing to confirm the results of infrared thermography. This may include visual inspections, electrical testing, or vibration analysis. By combining different testing methods, it's possible to get a more complete picture of the condition of the electrical equipment. Infrared thermography is a valuable tool for preventing electrical failures and improving the safety and reliability of electrical systems. By following these guidelines and best practices, it's possible to maximize the benefits of infrared thermography and ensure that electrical equipment is operating safely and efficiently. Always consult with qualified electrical professionals for any repairs or modifications to electrical systems.